My favorite quote about finance is that finance is the study of time. The study of time. Think about it. This is a very highbrow concept that I certainly didn't think about that this is 20 years ago. I got an internship at JP Morgan in London. I walked onto the trading floor and I kind of immediately was attracted to that noise, the energy, the mysterious flow of money around me that I certainly didn't understand at the time. But over time, whenever I explained to somebody why I liked finance, it was simply a very simple, almost childish concept. And the fact that you can put money somewhere, do nothing, and then when you come later on, there is more, provided you make the right financial decisions. And this is the biggest issue for me, that nobody's really teaching this at school, right? Whether it's high school or college, we don't get taught personal finance decisions. Nobody's explaining whether you should rent versus buy, what a credit score means, and how that influences your life and your personal choices down the line. How you should save, how you should invest, what retirement accounts you should be setting up. Even though this may be 40 years down the line, whatever you do in your 20s when it comes to your retirement accounts really influences in a big way your outcomes when you're 50 or 60 because of the compounding effect. So all of these things nobody's really explaining at school. And so today I want to talk about personal finance courses. Luckily in this day and age, everything is online, and there are some amazing personal finance courses that will give you this knowledge. Whether nobody taught you this at school, or your parents didn't have time, or didn't know how to explain this to you, and you're kind of trying to pick up all this knowledge along the way. There are tools out there. So today I want to talk about 6 online courses that are around personal finance and that will give you the key to understanding this intersection between time, value, and money, and how that ultimately creates better outcomes for you. All right, 6 courses around personal finance. They're all very different. So I almost want to recommend try to take 2 out of the 6 to have a much more comprehensive experience. They're all online at your own pace. They offer you that shareable certificate if you want to put it on your LinkedIn profile, on your resume. And all the links to the courses that I'm going to talk about today are below the video, so you can review them in your own time. All right, let's do it. The first course I want to talk about is the Fundamentals of Personal Finance Specialization. And this course is offered by SoFi. If you don't know SoFi, SoFi is a personal finance company out of California that started many years ago in student loans, was helping students restructure their loans and make better decisions around that. But over time expanded into many other areas in personal finance. And in fact, yesterday, they got approval by the Federal Reserve Board to become a bank. So that's really opening a whole set of new avenues for SoFi. This is one of the leading fintechs in the United States, and I'm a huge fan of this company. And so back to this course, because it's designed by a personal finance company and not just by some university, this is a very practical course. It's designed and taught by financial planners, so people that really do financial planning for a living. So they focus on savings, stuff like credit scores, budgeting, taxes, the effects of compounding savings for things like buying a home, retirement, kids. Debt is a separate chapter here. So, this is a really huge topic, how to use debt as a tool for you and not be a slave to debt. So they really teach you how to use debt in a smart way. And finally, the last part is dedicated to investments and risk management. So concepts like the risk tolerance, diversification, active versus passive investments, type of insurance that can protect you in life. So again, very practical course. You can do this at your own pace. It takes about 40 hours, gives you that shareable certificate at the end that you can put on your LinkedIn profile and kind of demonstrate that you have taken a course by a leading institution in the fintech industry around personal finance. So a really great course to take. The second course I want to talk about is the Financial Planning for Young Adults. And this course is designed by the University of Illinois in partnership with the CFP board. Now, the CFP board is the Certified Financial Planner Board, which is a nonprofit that in the United States governs a lot of the standards around financial planning. So this is a great partnership that designed this course. And although it's called Financial Planning for Young Adults, this is by no means just for young people. This really is a course for anybody. And more than 100,000 people already took this course. When you look at the reviews on the website, you'll see that this is a very, very valuable course. Now, it's designed around a series of videos where the course designers discuss real-life situations around personal finance and encourage you to make decisions that you would take if faced with similar situations. It's designed around 8 different core modules, which are setting financial goals, budgeting and cash flow management, saving strategies, time value of money. Again, time value of money. This is really the crucial, the most important concept around finance, around personal finance decisions, understanding the time value of money, how compounding really helps you. Then borrowing and credit, investing, risk management, and financial planning as a career. So again, a great course, 100% online at your own pace, takes about 20 hours to complete, and also offers you that shareable certificate you can put on your LinkedIn profile or on your resume. Course number 3 is called the Finance for Everyone Specialization, and it's taught by the McMaster University. Now, this course is really taught by a very engaging professor. Right? When you kind of see a clip of him, there's a short video online where he explains what this course is really about. It's like a 2 or 3 minute video. You'll see how engaging this professor is. And specifically, this course evolves around 5 modules where you talk about financial decisions, financial markets, the concepts of value and debt, and you conclude by a capstone project. So it's really offering kind of both a theoretical kind of concept around finance, the creative destruction around finance, the architecture of global money, global flows of money, but also very hands-on personal finance decisions where you talk about debt, how you can use debt to your advantage. It really teaches you the stuff that we talked about at the beginning of this video, that the stuff that nobody's taught us at school, whether it was high school or college, the whole set of personal finance decisions that help you in your future, kind of set you up right from the start to make good decisions for your future and for your family. Again, this is all 100% online at your own pace, about 40 to 50 hours, offering that same shareable certificate that you can put on your resume or your LinkedIn profile. Course number 4 is called the Professional Certificate in Personal Finance, and it's offered by the Kelley School of Business at the Indiana University. Now, we're shifting gears here a little bit, this course and the next one. So the next 2 courses I'm going to talk about, they're offered on the edX platform. And the edX platform is one of my favorite open source kind of courses platforms that exists. And this one, so the edX platform is a joint venture between MIT and Harvard. So any of the courses that you find on the edX platform typically are, really high value courses. This is almost like a degree in personal finance, and this course is no different, right? And here you really get what you pay for. This course is around $500, so by far the most expensive course that I'm talking about today. But if personal finance is kind of a career that you may be heading into, or you're really interested in having a super deep dive and understanding of personal finance issues, this is the right course for you. Now, it's built around 3 different modules. The first one is the Introduction to Personal Finance Planning, where you learn everything around income statements, balance sheets, budgeting, taxes, financial planning, interest rates, kind of really lays the groundwork for real financial personal finance literacy that you then build on. The second module is called Managing Personal Cash and Credit, where this is everything around consumer credit. So you learn how your credit score is influenced, the 5 C's of credit used to evaluate your creditworthiness, how to improve your credit score, how to refinance, understand credit cards, whether a line of credit is right for you. So everything around consumer credit. And finally, the third module is called the Planning for Risk and Retirement. And this is a subject that's very often neglected, especially by people in their 20s, right? Young people, I remember when I was 20, 25, when I started working, I didn't care about retirement. I was like, why would I be saving for something that's 40 years down the line? Who knows if I'm going to be alive? I can use the money now. And 10, 15 years later, you'll realize how important these years are for your retirement, how you're leaving so much money on the table by foregoing that compounding effect that you take advantage of if you start saving early, if you set up your retirement accounts, and even if you put just a little bit of money in there, that compounding effect is huge. So here you learn about evaluating investment products, your tolerance for risk, how to build an investment mindset, everything around insurance policies, how you calculate your retirement income and kind of how much you're going to need for your retirement. So this is an important topic that is, like I said, very often neglected, and it's a huge mistake to neglect setting up your retirement accounts and saving for retirement. Even if you're just 20, 23, 25, you want to buy that sports car, it's a huge mistake. So again, this platform, I really love the edX platform, self-paced, 50, 60 hours to complete, shareable certificate at the end, especially if this is a career that you're heading to. I cannot recommend this course enough. Course number 5 is called Finance for Everyone, and it's offered by the Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan. Now, this course also is on the edX platform, and I think I've said enough about the edX platform. I think this is, like I said, amazing value for any courses that are offered on this platform. And this one is no exception. This one is much more for the beginner in finance, for people that are only getting familiar and familiarized with the concepts of the time value of money, how money can work for you, how debt is used, how to make good decisions around stocks and bonds, how to allocate money, and make the right financial decisions around your personal life and how to create better life for yourself and using finance to do that. But the course is taught by a very, very engaging professor that I believe originally is from India, and he talks about how his parents spent 60% of their income to send him and his brother to schools because they knew that education was really the best investment for their children. And he kind of talks about how he then started in finance and learned finance, and how finance really improved his life. And it's much more specific kind of decisions around life decisions, whether you should go to college versus working on an idea and creating a business, whether you should be renting versus buying, how to kind of make decisions around credit cards, much more kind of a real life type of situations versus more theoretical concepts. But again, a very engaging course that is much more designed for the beginner, people that are only getting into finance, than for the specialist that's really looking for the deep dive here. Again, everything's online. It's completely free unless you want to have a shareable certificate. I believe that's $49 to kind of have that verified track, but a free education here that's offered by an amazing professor on the edX platform. Finally, the last course I want to talk about today is very simply called Financial Markets. It's offered by Yale, and it's taught by Robert Shiller. So if you don't know Robert Shiller, look him up. This is an absolute legend in the world of economics, in the world of finance. You have Yale, right? So the huge brand recognition, and more than 1 million people already took this course. And look, I talked about this in the very beginning. If you're looking at these personal finance courses, you should take 2 out of 6. You really should do more than one. And I think the second, one of the 2 that you would be taking would be this Financial Markets course, because it really gives you a very wide spectrum of knowledge. You learn about behavioral finance, about past bubbles and recessions, how to value stocks and bonds, how financial markets work, the role of inflation, how investment banking works, the various participants, right, that kind of are making up the financial markets spectrum, from hedge funds, pension funds, investment banks, wealth management firms. You learn about nonprofits, you learn about regulation, you learn about how to build a career in finance if this is what you want to do. So this is a great course, extremely well designed, taught by a master of finance and economics that I think should be a must for anybody that's kind of interested in finance. And this is offered on the Coursera platform, very easily accessible, very affordable. Again, an absolute must of a course here. All right, so much for 6 really good courses on personal finance. In fact, I can't believe it took me this long on this channel to put something like this together, because in a way this channel is about investing, about personal finance, how to make smart decisions around your money. And personal finance and these decisions, this is really with you for the rest of your life, right? The moment you start making money until the day you die, you're making personal finance decisions. You're making decisions about how to save, how to spend, how to borrow, how to invest, and how to give money away to your children. And that's all what personal finance is. And so you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family to understand these issues. And these courses should really help you do just that. All right, this is the beginning of 2022, and we're mid-January. I always have things that I kind of plan out for the rest of the year. Obviously, there's much more content coming on this channel, but I also encourage you to do something for yourself. Go take a course, learn something new about finance, do something beneficial for you and your family. All right, thanks for hanging out today with me. Go take a course, and I'll see you soon in a future video.